All right, all right. Welcome, Three Birds fans. Welcome back to another brand new episode of Three Birds and a Punt. The name of the title, episode 55, Eagles Landing. Three Birds. My name is Afia. I'm joined by my co-host, John. Say hey, John.
Hey, salutations. Good to
All
be
right.
back.
As always, we are happy to announce that we have partnered with AmazeMedia Labs to be the official Eagles podcast for the Pigskin Network. You can find the Three Birds and a Punt on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Megaphone, or wherever you get your podcast. We're also on Twitter and on Instagram. You can see down on the bottom, Three Birds and a Punt. Please download and subscribe. We appreciate all the fan engagement and the fan support we've gotten from you guys while we've been recording and while we've been on hiatus. We appreciate y'all. All right.
Greatly appreciate it.
So we just really want to jump right into the Eagles game this weekend. We just got finished demolishing the Titans. Okay. I'm super proud of our team for how well we showed up. I want to get your thoughts, John. How are you feeling about the Eagles thus far? And what did you see? What did you like in the game?
I'm elated. I'm elated. They played above my expectations starting the year. Uh, what can we say about Jalen Hurts? He sets the team, and in his second year as a full-time starter, it's refreshing to see that. Now we know for sure, 100%, that we have our franchise quarterback, who also is in the running for the MVP. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Everything is working according to our not even our plans, above our plans, our dreams, because this sets everything up for the future. If you think about it, the loss to the
100%. I
Commanders was
agree with.
tough. The loss to the Commanders was tough. We haven't always played great football, but this is a team built with the fabric of a champion. And that's what champions do. They might not look perfect all the time, but they find ways to win. And they don't always play mistake free football, but they come back and they're always in the hunt. This game, they dominated, knowing they were going to face Derrick Henry, who is, by all accounts, one of the best, most bruising running backs in the NFL. To prepare for that, Howie did a wonderful job adding Ndamukong Suh and Linville Joseph and Robert Quinn at the trade deadline and shoring up that defense. And CD Deuce, get back soon. Uh, that like and Bradbury, like the additions to this defense and to this team has been remarkable. They've all almost
Mhm.
panned out. Um, Seeing how the offensive and defensive lines have played this far is awesome because you know that they wouldn't be, at least the defensive line wasn't going to be as
Yeah.
bad as they were last year. Fletcher Cox clearly was playing too many snaps, and they
Mm-hmm.
addressed it by adding the reinforcements. Now you have guys that are fresh. We got Jordan Davis back. The linebackers are looking solid. If they can
Right.
continue
Right.
this through the last 5 games, first round bye,
Right.
hosting a playoff game upon a run to the Super Bowl. And there are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
naysayers. There are a lot of naysayers that say, "Oh, the Eagles haven't played anyone." Actually, the Eagles have the 12th ranked strength of schedule if you look
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
closely. So to those naysayers, hold your horses because we didn't set the schedule. We just play the teams that are in front of us, and they dominate the teams that are in front of us.
Absolutely.
It hurts when people say, "Oh, the Eagles haven't beaten anyone." Yes, they have. They beat the Vikings,
Mm-hmm.
who were 9-2, and they just beat the Jets. But it came like the Eagles. Eagles are set prime for now and the future, and that's
Yes.
that's exciting. Exciting times.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that, John. I feel as though the Eagles have really done a good job of seeing like a well balanced team. You see that we've been able to beat teams in a variety of ways. We can I'm here to definitely say Mokupa on Jalen Hurts, I was wrong. Whip is going to be really upset. He's missed me saying this is the second week in a row. I am going to admit that I misjudged Jalen Hurts' potential. He is clearly shown that he is a franchise level quarterback. He has shown that he has the skills. Connor is with us tonight, and he's chanting MVP, 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 and I agree. Agree completely. You've seen him ascend beyond where we saw him last season. Last season, I'm gonna be real. I wouldn't have predicted Jalen Hurts to be as good as he is this season. But clearly the work ethic and the mindset and the intention, all of that is showing up. And not only that, he commands that offensive team. He commands the whole team. And I think the leadership that he's shown and the growth that he's shown as a player, the dynamicism that he has as a runner, he makes very smart decisions with the football. You hardly ever see him making bad decisions with the football, which a lot of the times, a lot of football is just making smart decisions with the ball, and so just seeing how his maturation has really blossomed and really put this team in a great trajectory. I don't think you can underestimate the fact that we have two bona fide number one wide receivers as a reason for his maturation. Like, making sure that you have look at Aaron Rodgers. We just beat Aaron Rodgers last week. I was at that game. He had basically nobody outside of Christian Watson to throw to, right? When he used to have Devontae Adams, he was MVP of the league, right? And now that Jalen Hurts has Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, now we see him MVP candidate. You see him having players who are willing to bail out their QB, whether it's a good throw or a bad throw. They are there and they're consistent, and you love to see it. I have a lot of back and forth on the defense side of the ball, but just sticking with the offense for right now, I'm just very pleased with what we're seeing. You can see we're able to beat the defenses in a variety of ways, and that's what honestly we love to see. So I'm really curious to get your take on where the Eagles are. We played 12 games. We've won 11. We lost one to the Washington Commanders, which division games are always tough. We have 5 more games left to the season. How do you see us? Where do you see us playing the rest of these seasons, and where do you see our record ending up being?
It's gonna be tough to win out. It's gonna be tough to win out. This Sunday we play against the Giants, so we face off against division opponents going down the stretch, including the Bears and the Saints and then the Cowboys on Christmas Eve. The Eagles could run the table. They really could, and be resting their starters for the last week.
I love that.
They could beat you in any different types of ways. Whatever they feel is working, they'll ride with that. If they, like today with the Titans, they know that they were the number one run defense in the league. What we do, aired them out. Aired them out. Took them away. Took them away right away. Boom, boom, boom. Picked our spots. Against the Packers, they were the number one run defense. What we do, we run on them. But Jalen had 100 yards rushing on 6 carries in the first quarter alone.
Yeah.
So there's different ways. And Miles Sanders ate last week too. So there's they can pick your poison. You want to take this away? Oh, we'll do this. Oh, you want to do this and adjust and play zone or bracket coverage on AJ Brown? Okay. No, Dallas got it. We'll beat you this way.
100%.
Defensively, it's been an improvement. We were worried about Gannon. Gannon was on the hot seat starting the season. Remember, we were Gannon.
He still might be on the hot seat for me. It's a week-to-week thing with Gannon. It's a week-to-week because you know what? The same thing keeps showing up season after season. He does well against bad QBs, and yes, Ryan Tannehill is a bad QB, full stop. And
he's serviceable.
Poorly against good QBs, and that trend has still continued to line up. We haven't played that many good QBs yet. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be our great test, but obviously he's been hurt
Kirk
this whole
Cousins
season. Please, please. You will never,
Kurt
ever
Coupon.
hear me say that Kirk Cousins is a good QB. Never. Never.
He
Ugh.
paid. He's paid like one,
He's
and they treat him
paid
like one.
like one.
They they
He's got
they,
good
they treat him
business
like
sense.
one, and they treat him like one, and they pay him like one, and he has
Right.
weapons like one. But I don't think he has
No.
that. He's like a Tobias Harris,
Yes. 100%. But
serviceable,
you know
good
what
in
though?
spots.
It goes back again to that idea that some quarterbacks are game managers and they know what to do. They know how to not put teams in bad positions, right? We used to have a quarterback, Carson Wentz, who frequently put his team in bad positions. The reason why Carson Wentz is not quarterback in the Commanders, even though Tyler Heineke sucks, is because he frequently put the team in bad positions. He's not a better player than Tyler Heineke, but Tyler Heineke is a better game manager than Carson Wentz. And at the end of the day, a lot of times wins and losses in football is how well you can manage the game, how well you can manage the things that you do well versus the things that you don't do well. Okay, we saw Matt Stafford win a Super Bowl, and Matt Stafford is not the same QB that he was, but the things that he did well, he was able to maximize with the coach. Those things married well, and boom, there you go. So when I look at us, and I know Connor here has a great record. He says we're set up to succeed now in the future. We could have the best record in the NFL, the number 1 seed, and 2 first-round picks. If we beat the Saints, we could have a top 5 pick. Connor has this idea that we're going to go 15-2. I wonder what he thinks that second loss is going to be. I'd like to think, again, you're right. I'd like to think we're going to run the table, but our last few games are against division rivals, and those are always tough games. So realistically, I could see us losing. Well, first of all, if we sit out against the Giants, if we rest our starters, if we lock up the number 1 seed by the time we play the Giants, we may lose that game. There's a potential that if we've locked up the number 1 seed by Christmas, we may not play our starters against Dallas. We may lose that game. So those are 2 games that I'm looking at that we could potentially lose just because we don't play our starters. So I could also, again, see us maybe playing one game against our division rivals. I believe we may lose just because they know us so well. But I can't see us losing any of the other games against non-division teams.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah. And I think it just comes back down to not just the offense playing up to its potential, but the defense playing up to its potential. Like I just continually see times where you love Gannon's defense and you hate Gannon's defense. And I think the infusion of Joseph and Sue has been great, right? Because we're getting Jordan Davis back. He's a huge boon to our defensive line. You're right. Fletcher Cox was playing way too many snaps. He seems revitalized now in this reduced role. So does Brandon Graham see revitalized well in this reduced role. You're seeing a lot of our defensive line being dominant, which has allowed our back 7 to do what they need to do, which is rally to the ball and play man-to-man on the outside. It has been really good. It hasn't been the best at times, but football is messy. It's not supposed to be the best all the time. It just has to be your best when you have to win.
We have a few guys with over 6 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Sweat is secretly putting together a Pro Bowl, another Hargrave. Oh my goodness, he has 7.5, maybe 8. I think he
has 8 sacks now.
And then Hassan Reddick. He early in this game, the runs that Tannehill had, he went in and the tackle blocked him in. He didn't really set the edge, but you see he corrected it, and he's a force. He's a force when he's able to just tee off on the quarterback, get in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
We have some good Kaiser White, TJ Edwards. We got to see Nakobe Dean today. It's been remarkable. It's been 100%. Remarkable to see that play. Up front, 100%. Those guys are kicking butt. Kicking butt
and taking names. And we love, and I'm just very, very encouraged to just see overall that the players that we've brought in have been making an impact. You know, like we need Maddox back, CJ Garner-Johnson. He was a great impact player for us. We need these guys back. The middle of our field is a little weak, but overall we're doing very, very well. We're going to quickly jump into our ad for tonight, but I just want to notice that Connor thinks that we should play our starters the next 4 games, win them, and then rest the starters in the final game, and that's where our second loss will come. I agree. I think we're probably, if we can, the second we've locked up that number 1 seed, we're resting the starters. We're resting the starters.
And then they're gonna say we tanked. And the whole tanking thing goes,
Right.
the tanking thing comes back.
I wonder what argument they're gonna have now for the Eagles. It's we didn't play anybody. It's Aaron Rodgers was hurt. It's our schedule's weak. It's always an excuse for how dominant we are, right? No one sees us doing anything. Okay, I'll see you in Arizona.
You guys beat the Cowboys without Dak.
Exactly. Oh,
we're
Dak
gonna show them on
needed
Christmas
to do this,
Eve,
that, and
though.
a third. Oh, please. We'll see you in Arizona. Okay. All right. Anyway.
That's true.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is my go-to when betting on the NFL this holiday season, okay? Why? Because same-game parlays, easy, fast payouts, player prop options, and right now, new customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 free in free bets if they do. Check this out. Right now, everyone can sign up to earn 100% boost with DraftKings stepped up same-game parlays. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, place a same-game parlay bet, combine multiple bets like which team will win, player props, points totals, and more. The more legs you add, the bigger the boost, the bigger the shot to win big. I've had a great experience on the app. It always goes well for me with the Eagles. I love playing A.J. Brown getting 2 tutties. It's what I love to see, okay? What you need to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TPPN. You see it scrolling down your screen. TPPN. Place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, code TPPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. It's a great deal, y'all. Tap in.
It is a great deal.
Tap in.
You can't beat that. That's really good.
Can't beat that. All right. Now, we spent a little bit of time talking about what we loved from the Eagles, and I love to hear and I love to see it. I want to spend a little bit more time just talking about what are your concerns for the Philadelphia Eagles moving forward? Where are the weak spots that we still need to continue to address if we want to make it to Arizona next year?
I was pleasantly surprised because number 1 on my dartboard was special teams.
Yeah.
Britton Covey redeemed himself today because honestly, I was like, let's go get anybody off the street. Let's go get Darren Sproles off of retirement, bring him back. He had a remarkable game. He had 2 punt returns for over 20 yards today alone. And so, and the kick covers was much better. Shout out to Sean Bradley. Sean Bradley, he was in the Pro Bowl voting last year for special teams. He may get there again. I think he racked up a lot of tackles. Him and Zach Pascal, those guys really honed in on special teams starting today. So if they can continue to build on that, they won't be in the negatives. They won't be in the negatives much longer. Special teams was the biggest thing, honestly.
On special teams, because and you know what? I was actually surprised at the Titans game plan when it comes to special teams, because if you know anything about the Birds, you know that special teams has been a huge weakness for us. I was expecting them to capitalize more on trying to flip the field and get great field position when it came to special teams, and they really didn't seem to do that. It looked a lot of times that their kicker outkicked this coverage, which left Covey with a lot of room to run, and he, to his credit, he took advantage of it. I do still think special teams are our weak points, maybe better teams that know, I felt like the idea was let's just limit Jalen Hurts' running, and they didn't really think about how special teams could also impact. If I was them, knowing that I only have Derrick Henry and maybe one good wide receiver, I would try to get a shorter field as possible, but they didn't seem to be too worried about that. And I think that ended up being, a loss for them. I think that was them not game playing correctly, and that led to our advantage. I'm really kind of still nervous about special teams. I think better teams could probably take advantage of that weakness a lot better, but it was good to see that for this week, at least Covey got to beyond the 20-yard line. Like, I was so tired of seeing him get tackled or knocked out of bounds before he hit even 25 yards. It was pissing me off. Connor brings up a great point that we had like 11 penalties. Like, I don't understand. And most of them were on the offensive line, which to me is the best offensive line in the league. So what the hell were we doing with all these goddamn false starts? It was pissing me off.
You know what I attributed to?
What did you think?
Their Christmas album just came out.
Right.
Well, no, they released it. They release a single every week, and the album comes out on Christmas. Right. But
that could have been it. They was worried about the single release than any of these freaking false starts. I mean, one of those false starts I think was a bad call, but for the most part, it just seemed like the team was not in sync. And it was like, we're at home. This is not where you would expect these penalties to show up for. And it's kind of funny because at the beginning of the season, we were having these types of penalties, right? And then they got cleaned up. And I heard, during one of the in-game interviews that coach blamed himself. Like he put it on him. And I love to see that from Nick Sirianni, taking ownership for, okay, I got to get these plays called in fast. I got to make sure these guys are set up so that they're not having these false starts. But I just think in general, we really need to be way more dialed in and focused, and these penalties just can't happen. Penalty on the center, like they just cannot happen. And the with the penalties issue and the special teams issue and our safety issue, that's my last dark horse, our safeties. These are little small areas that can be exploited when it comes to the times of the playoffs.
That is true. But Reed Blankenship, I knew he was going to be a player. I watched him in Middle Tennessee State for the last 2 or 3 years. The dude is just he's smart. He knows where to be. He comes up without hesitation. The interception against Aaron Rodgers, he basically baited him into that throw. If you go back and rewatch it, because he sunk himself down to where in the line of the receiver, and as Aaron Rodgers let go of the ball, that's when he broke on the ball and snuck out and expanded to the ball. So that is a very heady, veteran-type play that he made on that. And not only that, he had a tackle for loss. Today he had a good tackle on the sideline to limit one of the runs after a catch. Like, he's solid. Marcus Epps, surprisingly, has played every snap. I think he's somebody that you could build with. Mm-hmm. If you pair him with a ball hawk like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, mm-hmm. I think he thrives in that role as being the other guy. He's also smart. He knows where to be. He's very good at coming up and run support and getting into the backfield as the ball carriers breaking the line of scrimmage. Very good at that. The pass coverage stuff. They're going to be okay. We're going to be tested down the stretch, and it's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully, we'll get C.J. Gardner-Johnson back. We need Avonte Maddox back. Kavon Wallace actually played pretty well in his limited snaps since that injury. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. We need Dallas Goedert back.
We get Avonte Maddox back this coming week, and then we get Dallas back before the Cowboys game. So
that would be a great game to get him back on Christmas Eve. I think we're going to be playing in Dallas. I think it's going to be Dallas and Dallas. You know what I mean? I could see him going off. I really do think, offensively, we've been able to hold it down because we have Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Quez Watkins. Like, Quez Watkins has really come on in these last couple weeks. But I do think that our offense hums the best when we have, like, Dallas Goedert just does so much for run support. He does so much in that middle of the field, taking the pressure off A.J. Brown, taking the pressure off Devontae Smith. It's almost like a pick your poison type of situation. And so I definitely want to see him come back, play well. He was on a great trajectory before he got hurt, and just continue to. I think overall, Nick Sirianni, Stetchen, and the QB coach have figured out how to make the offense run optimally with Jalen Hurts' skill set, and because they know how to make the this offense run with his skill set, everything looks so beautifully put together, right? The run game and the pass game are married very well. We have a if you try to limit our running, we gash you with the passes. If you try to gash us with the passes, we get you with the running. We just have a lot of different answers for a lot of different ways of defending us, and because Jalen has matured so rapidly as a passer, the limitations that would have maybe made it difficult for us last season aren't there anymore. It's amazing to me. We went 9-8 last season, and now this season we're on schedule to go potentially 15-2. Potentially, I would love 16-1 to be completely honest. Even if we rest our starters, I want us to beat the Giants. I don't care. So the idea that we could just run the table on the rest of these teams because we know what we're doing and we dare teams to beat us and they can't, it's amazing. It's amazing.
When they're clicking on both sides of the ball in special teams, the only thing that can stop them is themselves. They
Absolutely.
added so many wrinkles to this offense, and Jalen has adapted as a passer that you can't even predict what's going to come as a
Mm-hmm.
defense going against that offense. You have
Absolutely.
Devontae Smith, who's the number one, AJ Brown, who's the number one, and Quez Watkins, who's fast enough to be a number one. He can get by you
Mm-hmm.
like that. Um, and Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell, Dallas Goddard, so many weapons. Offenses, they could pick their spots and do whatever they want at any time,
Absolutely.
and that's a great thing to have going down the stretch. Um, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out
Oh, for
because
sure.
teams are like, oh, they're going to do RPO stuff. Nope, QB design run.
Yep.
Oh, you want to play that? Oh, tight end screen. Oh, you want to do
Mm-hmm.
that? Oh, play action. Oh, Devontae Smith touchdown.
Yeah.
Where was your coverage? So
Absolutely.
it's great.
It's amazing. We make sure that it's 11 on 11, where it used to be 11 on 10, right? Or they just forget about the quarterback the second the ball is snapped and the ball leaves their hand. Now you actually have to account for the quarterback every single time. And some days are better than others. It's a week to week league, but overall, we're just continuing to see Jalen be unflappable, and that just feed into the rest of the team where you just know we're going to, no matter what hole they may dug themselves in, no matter how poorly they may be starting, you know that we're going to get back on track and we're going to matriculate the ball down the field. You just know it. You just know it. So I'm going to start last segment of the day before John gets into his very important news. I'm really excited to hear that at the end. I want to know, I know Thanksgiving has just passed, but who are you thankful for this season on the Eagles? Give me your players you're most thankful for.
I'm thankful for Jason Kelsey,
Okay,
Lane
yeah,
Johnson, Mylata.
yeah.
I'm thankful for Brandon Graham.
Brandon
Like
Graham,
guys like
yeah.
that, guys who have have been there, but they're
Mm-hmm.
still producing at a high rate, and it shows a lot to those younger players that are new to the team, the new additions too. They all buy in. They all buy in because of the nucleus that they built and the
Mm-hmm.
foundation they built, and those guys are the main reason behind their success right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm so thankful for them. And Coach Sirianni,
Yeah.
that's where it starts. Imagine if we would have had who's the Raiders coach?
Josh
Josh
McDaniels.
McDaniels.
Ugh,
Imagine if we had Josh McDaniels. I
yeah.
can't
No way.
say that he would have been able to replicate the success that we're having right now and the
100%.
success we had last year. So Nick Sirianni, he's special, man. People want to write him off. I think we have something very, very special here. It's going to only continue to grow from here.
Absolutely.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with you 100%, John. I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm so grateful for the offensive line. I'm thankful for the offensive line. Just starting with Jason Kelsey. I don't to think about a time where we won't have Jason Kelsey manning the middle is too. I don't even want to contemplate it. It's weird to say that winning the Super Bowl could wind up with him retiring. So it's like one of those things where you're like, of course we want to win the Super Bowl, but if Jason Kelsey's not there next season, it's just weird to think about. I'm not even gonna go there. I am thankful for, you know who I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for the Titans passing on paying AJ Brown, okay, and thinking that all he was worth just a 1 and a 3. That's it. Off your hands we go. I'm so thankful that you went with paying Derrick Henry versus paying AJ Brown. Thank you. Thank
Tell
you.
him.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Because
Thank
he
you.
thanked you. Did you see that?
He said, "No, you don't."
He said, no. Pop. I'm surprised they didn't give. It's so crazy to me that they didn't give him
A flag.
a flag for that, but they gave him a flag for him pointing at the guy and going, "Not you,"
Oh,
and
you're
not you.
not you.
That got a flag, but spanking the goalpost. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for AJ Brown and underrated on the defense. I am grateful for the defensive line that's showing up this season. Okay, there have been a lot of games where you just didn't know how it was going to go, and the defensive line said, "Hold on, we're gonna hold it down. We're gonna hold it down. We're gonna hold it down." Grateful for Bradbury and Slay. We finally have 2 good corners,
Ooh.
which is so crazy. We wouldn't have said that a season ago, 2 seasons ago, but we're here now. It was amazing. We're just blessed. We're blessed right now as Philadelphia Eagles fans. We're blessed to be fans of the best team in the NFL. Period.
Also, we had to say a special thank you to Steven Nelson. We enjoyed your time here, and we agree. We are happy that you wanted to secure a bigger deal elsewhere because it
Yes,
opened the door for us to get Bradbury after the Giants cut him.
that
So
part.
that it worked out swimmingly for us.
That part. That
Thank you.
part. Thank you. Thank you. Woo, so much holiday cheer. I love it. I love it. All right. Before we get out of here and pay some bills, I want to give John the floor to shout out his youth football team and their championship win. I'm so proud of you, bro. You've been
Thank you.
holding it down both as a fan and as a coach. And go ahead. Go off.
I appreciate it. I greatly appreciate it. Big, huge, immense shout out to the Cliffside Park Richfield Royal Raiders, my junior team, bringing home a championship, winning the BCJ SFL, 20-0 over vaunted Inglewood.
Damn.
Yeah, we got up 3 touchdowns with a few minutes left in the second quarter before halftime, and it came out, played a immaculate football. And the season has been like that. It started in July. Shout out to you guys because they brought in from summertime all the way through. They worked in and out every day during the week. When the games came, we showed out and we played mistake free football, and now we get to bring home a Super Bowl trophy. And I'm excited for them. Love you guys, man. Royal Raiders, stand up.
Stand
Thank
up.
you. Also, shout out to Henry Reyes. He is Adrian Mendoza, my quarterback's uncle, and he photographed all of our games, and he actually put together a championship reel that I shared on my Instagram story. So if you go to JohnnyMon24 on Instagram, watch my Instagram story and watch this video that he put together for our championship reel. I narrated it, but it is amazing.
Yeah.
It is so amazing. Um, yeah,
Check
but
that
shout
out.
out
What's your Instagram again, John?
JohnnyMon24.
Johnny Mon 24. Yes, please check that out. It's a great, great reel. John does a great job narrating, and you really find yourself just falling in love with this team and how much they played. And look, we've got Whip chiming in at the last little bit to congratulate John and his youth football team. Johnny Mon, he thought that was funny. He's calling you old man. Get on here. We'll see you next week, Whip. You can't just call him old man on the comments. Get out of here. Get out of here.
that was my name in basketball when I played basketball. Johnny
Yeah.
Mon.
Johnny Mon. I love it. No, we love to see it. We love to see it. I'm just happy to hear that you've been having a great season. We want to continue with the Eagles having a great season. At the end of the day, we love, love, love our football team, whether it is coaching, whether it's watching, and we're just happy to be Eagles fans. I know this man ain't got nothing. Look, he said, I'm always hating. We're going to leave with that one. He's always hating. John went away for a little bit, but hopefully he'll be back momentarily. Again, we just want to say thank you so much to the Eagles fans who join and love us. And Whip is even saying the hate's got to be here via text. We always need Whip to hate. You missed it, Whip. I was wrong on Jalen Hurts. I'll say it again since I got you here. I was wrong about Jalen Hurts. He is clearly a franchise level QB. And on that note, please make sure you download and subscribe to the podcast on stream it on Apple, Spotify, Megaphone, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts, okay? Follow us on YouTube and on Twitter, on Instagram at 3 Birds and a Punt. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You can follow me personally at According to Afia on Twitter. I'm sure y'all have a lot to say about me. Telling y'all I was wrong about Jalen Hurts. So if y'all want to come for me, come for me. I love it.
It's okay. It's okay.
Whip changed his name. We're going to figure that out for next week. You already saw him. Ghost of
Embiid. I think, isn't it Ghost of Embiid? Yeah.
Ghost of Embiid. Follow Whip, Ghost of Embiid. And make sure you follow John at where?
John Monroe Jr. on Twitter.
John Monroe Jr. on Twitter. Okay, y'all. This has been another episode. Look. Whip is so surprised. Yeah, you should have been watching from the very first. You said, look, you love Hurts now, huh? He said, what? Wow. Yeah, bro. I've changed my mind. When presented with new information, I changed my mind. He clearly has matured into the type of quarterback we want for the long term. And we just can't wait to see what happens next. So again, another episode of 3 Birds and a Punt, episode 55. Please download and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And we'll see you when we see you. Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Go Birds!
Go Birds!